So now we'd like to get a little personal and talk about our own medical mindsets. Jerry, you can go first.
Okay. I was raised in a family with a very strong Eastern European Jewish tradition where doctors were on a pedestal. Physicians like Jonas Salk and Albert Sabin were heroes for their work in defeating polio, and honored in my house in the same way that Franklin Roosevelt and Winston Churchill were in defeating the Nazis. Science and technology were greatly honored as well, and anything that was thought to be, quote, natural was a throwback to ignorant village life in Eastern Europe. So I was clearly raised as a believer with a technology orientation. And being a believer meant doing everything to the maximum. And in my family, the attitude was every medication, every pill, every procedure meant better health.
So my parents were ahead of their time with respect to a healthy lifestyle. They never smoked. They were avid exercisers. My dad had my sisters and I get up early in the morning to do the Royal Canadian Air Force exercises every morning. My mother had us eating whole wheat bread, which in the 1950s was really not a very tasty thing. And we weren't allowed to have soda or candy like all the other kids. And my parents, either by virtue of their genetic background or their lifestyle or a combination, have had the good fortune to live long and healthy lives with a minimum of medical intervention. My dad is 88 this year. He still works out at the gym every day and then goes and works on his computer. And my mother is an avid golfer. So this kind of background has contributed to my minimalist doubter orientation. So Jerry's a maximalist and a believer, and I'm a minimalist and a doubter. And we maintain these mindsets about our own health despite going to very similar medical schools. Jerry went to Columbia, I went to Harvard, and training at the very same hospital, Mass General, for our residency training. So why are we telling you this? We're pointing it out to show you that doctors and experts have medical minds too, and this can impact the advice that they give. So recently I saw a woman who was in this situation. She had a thyroid nodule picked up incidentally on a routine physical. She came in and had a biopsy. In fact, she had 3 biopsies at different medical centers, and we couldn't get enough cells with any of these biopsies. So then we needed to decide if surgery was needed. So the ultrasound showed no particularly worrisome findings, and the risk of malignancy in this setting is estimated to be somewhere between 2 and 12%. So she said to me, "What would you do, doctor?" So what would you do? That's a question we get asked all the time as doctors. What would you do for yourself? What would you do for your sister, your mother, your brother? So I said, if it were me, I would watch and wait. But if it were my husband, he would have had surgery yesterday. So we're not suggesting that the doctor and the patient need to have identical medical mindsets. Sometimes being challenged can help you to make a better decision. But the doctor needs to understand the patient's mindset, and the patient needs to understand that the doctor, the expert, also has a mindset. So let's return.
We believe that when a patient knows his or her medical mind, then they can communicate this to their doctor using the terms that we set out today. And this helps them explain how and why they weigh risk and benefit in a certain way. And you as the doctor can explain your medical mind to the patient. And together, understanding each other's mindset, hopefully arrive at the decision that is best for that individual. Thank you.